It was a real game. Everybody wanted to be there and wanted to be part of it.
Every tackle, you were going to feel it. Every goal, you were going to celebrate it.
It was one of the only games in my life that I was appreciative in the moment.
New England Revolution and DC United playing for the Eastern Conference Championship of MLS. The Revs have made it to this stage of the playoffs for the third straight season now. They're peaking at the right time, but so is DC United.
When I found out that they made the playoffs, I told my dad, I don't want anything for my birthday, I just want to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Being 13 years old, that was where I started to develop a genuine love for DC United.
We had that as our fortress, and those fans were the best fans in the league.
You had so many quality players on the field with Aleko Eskandarian, you had Ernie Stewart, Ben Olsen, Jaime Moreno.
It was a team full of characters, even some of the young guys. Peter Novak, he brought the best out of us. You have so many guys that wanted to win on a daily basis. New England had the same type of mentality.
Stevie Nicol expected a lot. He knew how to select top players.
We had so many different types of players, but they all had two things in common. One was the desire, but they actually had ability as well.
The proven veterans like Taylor and Steve Ralston, Reis Joseph, some young motivated guys, Pat Noonan, Clint Dempsey.
He'd only been in the league for a season, but Clint came in with swagger.
We played for each other. We demanded more from each other.
People talk about rivalries, and this is one of the great ones.
The winner of this match moves on to play the Kansas City Wizards in MLS Cup. The Revolution kicking off, wearing the all-white strip, going from left to right.
The focus was to take away Jaime Moreno. He had given us so many problems throughout the year.
DC in their traditional home black, attacking from the right to the left. An early foul there, Reis Joseph right into the stomach of Jaime Moreno.
At first, I was just concerned that Jaime was okay because it looked pretty nasty.
Reis Joseph put his stamp on the game. I think that set a tone.
Reis doing that let me know right away, okay, that's the type of game this is gonna be.
They call me Sarge because I was set to be commissioned for the Marine Corps. So Jaime's the best player on our team. He gets a cleat to the chest. I couldn't let that just go.
Now Reis Joseph runs out of space, and he's living dangerously. He took a hard hit, and that was a foul.
Yeah, there was 3 potential red cards in the first few minutes of that game. Yeah, it set the tone, but that's what the playoffs was then.
With VAR now, we probably would have been playing like an 8v8 by the end of that.
Twellman still going, he's at the D. Back heel for Noonan. Left-footed shot out, it's just off target.
I'm really impressed with the confidence that New England is playing with. They're playing with a lot of strength going forward. They feel like they can win this.
Given the mood of the match, with them coming out very physical, our team needed someone to step up.
Gave that pass away. Oh, now a break here for DC. Eskandarian, one-on-one with Pierce, takes a shot, and a goal! What a great finish by Eskandarian! DC take a 1-0 lead.
You give me time on my left foot, it's a goal for me.
This is a wonder goal.
I remember thinking at the time, you know, it was a momentum swing.
The Revs had DC pinned back for several minutes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, against the run of play that goal was. Down 1-0 in the 16th minute. Revolution has to maintain their faith that what they've been doing so far will work.
He's working game 2 now into the box for 12. First time shot, and a goal! It's 1-1. Just like that, the Revs hit back.
I was pissed when Taylor scored. There was no secret how they were going to score goals. It was crosses whipped in, and Taylor and Pat Noonan kind of getting on the end of it.
That is a finisher's goal.
It kind of felt like a punch in the gut for me. For a second, it just kind of went quiet.
You know, I thought I was covered in the back. I got beat on that first goal.
Gets in, puts it away with no problem on that one.
Well done, good goal. Now we're going to come back the other way.
Managed to split him. Now Olsen, it's loose in the box, deflected. That was ticketed for the back of the net.
I always felt that I had to do something to help my team. And to do that, you have to never lose the belief, do things that you know.
Lost it to the top of the D.
The more that's at stake, the more you probably expect players to take less risks.
Wide for Moreno, again with load to space. He'll take a shot to the near post and score.
As soon as he did it, I was like, no.
Jaime Moreno, so much quality. He was so hard to deal with.
Jaime is just a great player. There's a lot of people in the box, and I was playing the cross more so than the shot, and he could see things that other people can't see on the field, and that was definitely my fault.
too much time given to Jaime Moreno. Matt Reis got juked.
At that time, it felt like DC had the momentum.
Steve Nickel knows about these big games. The Revs have numbers going forward. Leonard on the left flank, plays the cross in, suspicion of handball. It's caught, and then point to the penalty spot.
Man, that was a dagger to the heart.
It was certainly deflating, but they had that in them. They had fighters.
Ralston, who hasn't missed a penalty kick yet this season.
Everybody, including his coaching staff, looked up to Raleigh. I mean, a real captain.
An opportunity to tie the game.
I believed Nicky was going to save it. I was like, Nicky's got this, Nicky's got this.
Ralston with the run. And it's in, and the left to post it in. Rimando gets right, it ricocheted off the goalkeeper. The Revs have equalized this 2-2.
Brutal, man.
Ralston steps up with the PK, and so we get a little bit of momentum going into halftime.
We thought it might be high scoring, but you could have never predicted something like this.
We were all pushing each other in the chest. All right, let's go.
We're just about set for the kickoff. Header in the box. The shot. Off. Great play by Reis to keep it 2-2.
I don't know if I've ever worked harder in a match. I was giving every ounce of everything that I had. And I remember even thinking like, man, at this point, we need someone to pull something off.
Well, DC has a move on here. It's Stewart playing to the back, hopefully for Gomez, the flash header, and it's in! 3-2 DC! The place has erupted.
The technique on Christian's header, world class. Just world class is the best way I can describe it.
Christian Gomez didn't always have the biggest numbers, but he came up big in big spots.
When that goal happened, I'm like, it's a wrap.
The scorer of the go-ahead goal, Christian Gomez, replaced by 15-year-old Freddy Adu.
Freddy Adu? Freddy Adu.
First pick, Freddy Adu.
The Freddy Adu show, it was a circus. He was a rock star, man.
I was a teenager. I was living a dream, signing with the team that I supported as a kid. It was amazing. It was amazing.
This year we're going to see what the Revs are really made of. We already know that they're a strong team that can come back.
I remember looking up at the clock. It was just that point where you're like, it's almost over.
Joseph plays it off for two players. Dempsey cuts the cross back. Well, pandemonium in the DC box. And it will be a corner kick to the Revs, who have really turned up the heat here.
It's total chaos in there. I don't think anybody knows where the ball's going to go.
Ralston's corner kick to the back post. Oh, the goal! Noonan has equalized for the Revs. It's 3-3.
I remember Rimando being like, that guy's open, that guy's open, that guy's open. And guys just weren't getting to their marks quick enough. The goal we gave up was just comically bad.
I remember being free, and I remember Rimando coming out for it, and I was able to time it and head it home.
It tells you everything you need to know. Away from home, 3 times you go behind. That tells you about the desire, but also tells you about a belief.
At that point, I really questioned how this game was going to end up.
We've reached full time. It's 3-3.
I thought about 4 or 5 times that maybe tonight's not our night.
Stay with us, folks. 3-3 at the end of the second OT. We're headed to kicks from the penalty spot.
Taking penalties is all mental, 100%. You can't replicate it in training. It's about, at that moment, being able to focus and then deliver.
I think both teams felt like they had goalkeepers that gave them an edge.
What Nicky does in PKs, he's been as good as anybody that I've ever seen.
I remember their keeper, and he was so intimidating. He had like the black eye going on. It was like super scary to look at.
It was from the series before. It was Edson Buttle's knee that I caught and got a nice little shiner.
I remember being so nervous I couldn't tell if my knees were shaking or it was the stands underneath me.
Olsen steps up. Saved by Reis.
Started us off with a bang, huh?
Now it's Steve Ralston. And he hits the crossbar. It's still 0-0.
You would have bet on Raleigh 10 out of 10 to make it.
Santino Caranta. And he makes it. And now the pressure back on the Revolution shooters. And it will be Matt Reis.
I've never seen anybody pick their keeper to shoot so early.
Keeper on keeper. Go age 16, and he makes it. Nobody studies keepers like other keepers.
He just had a cannon for a leg.
The 15-year-old rookie, Freddy Adu.
I don't think I realized how hard it was at the time.
With the run up and hit it left-footed, and make it.
Honestly, I was probably too young and stupid to really let it bother me.
Taylor Twellman, right footed, and it's in. Oh, that was a laser.
I went all in on selling the keeper into going one way, and at the last second, my plant leg went out from under me.
And make it. 3-2, DC leads.
I was like, whew.
Two Heaps is all about confidence.
When you have the reflexes that Nick has, you could wait longer before you can guess.
Take the shot, and it's saved by Rimando.
He's always been undersized but quick. He's developed it into like the masterpiece of PKs.
I think, in penalties, you try and read a little bit of the player's body, where they're looking.
I felt like this was it. The soccer gods were like, he's going to close it out for you.
It's all over.
If he made it, it was over. And he never misses.
To finish it off. And Reis makes the save. The Reds are still alive. Wow. Sean Joseph shoots and makes it. 3-3. And now we're into sudden death. Second-year player steps up. Pateri, 4-3 DC. Now Clint Dempsey steps up. 6 PK for New England. Dempsey the run-up, the shot, the save, it's over! DC wins on penalties!
I remember his hokey pokey celebration.
Nick Rimando went to his left to put DC United into the final.
And then it was party time.
Well, this place is erupted, and rightly so. Heartbreak for the Revolution. Dempsey being consoled by his teammates.
You finish a game coming up short, and your season's over just like that, and there's disappointment. But when you look back at some of the names, a lot of had big contributions to the success and the growth of Major League Soccer. It was certainly a game to remember.
I never experienced that feeling that I had that season with any other team. When you have it, it's special. It was a perfect storybook ending for this team in that season.
DC United are champions again for the fourth time.